everyone, thanks for joining me as Sports Pilot James Glory on another exciting edition of Sports Vibe on DNTWOK, as we'll be taking you on a ride as it's our tradition to do this every Tuesday. This week won't be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. It's a beautiful Tuesday, starting from the world of football, where we'll talk about the feminine of Manchester United. Manchester United women winning the FA Cup for the first time in the history of the club. Quite an interesting one, as they were able to defeat Tottenham Feminine in the finals at Wembley, scoring 4-0. And for the record purpose, this is the first time when you talk about women's football in the FA Cup finals, where they will be scoring 4 goals in that particular final, where Manchester United women are now crowned the champion in the FA Cup for the first time in the club history. Remember, in the semi-finals of that match, they were able to defeat Chelsea to proceed to the finals, and now they have been able to win another trophy in the record of Manchester United feminine. And quickly, let's travel down to Saudi Arabia. Far away in Saudi Arabia, we can confirm to you that Al Hilal has won the Saudi Arabia Professional Football League for the 19th time in the history of the club. Al Hilal, remember, they were quite undefeated in the Saudi Arabia Professional Football League, and now they have been crowned the champion of the Saudi Arabia Professional League for the 19th time in the history of the club. And this means that Cristiano Ronaldo will be without the Saudi Arabia Professional League title for the second time since he made his move to the Saudi Arabia Professional League. The influencer himself is yet to win the Saudi Arabia Professional Football League. While Neymar, who made it in the summer to Saudi Arabia, has won his first Saudi Pro League in the history of Al Hilal. And still talking about history, we talk about Real Madrid, who have made it to the finals of the UEFA Champions League, where you say history, that is one of their favorite competition in the world of football. Remember, before now, Real Madrid has won the competition for 14 times. Will they be able to proceed to win it for the 15 times when they will be taking on Borussia Dortmund in the finals of the competition? Dortmund were able to defeat PSG in the semi-finals of that competition to set up the finals between Real Madrid at the Wembley Stadium. Come June 1st, Kylian Mbappe couldn't do wonders with Paris Saint-Germain in his final Champions League match with Paris Saint-Germain, and he looks forward and he has announced that he will be leaving Paris Saint-Germain. He could be making his possible move to Real Madrid this season, and before then will Real Madrid be able to seal a treble, winning the UEFA Champions League in Wembley next month. And also talking about history repeating itself again in the Europa League, where Bayern Leverkusen failed to lose against AS Roma in the semi-finals of the Europa League. AS Roma were leading Bayern Leverkusen 2-0 in that match. Before the end of the match, Leverkusen were able to come down to draw that match 2-2 to extend their unbeaten streak in the world of football. Quite an interesting one for the Xabi Alonso side, who are proceeding to the Europa League finals, where they'll be facing Atlanta in that particular finals. Atlanta, you know, were able to defeat Liverpool in the quarterfinals, and proceeding to the semi-finals, they defeated Marseille to proceed to the finals of that competition. With the Xabi Alonso side be able to go ahead to win the Europa League, continuing with their unbeaten streak in the world of football. Currently, they have played 50 matches unbeaten in all competition this season. Quite a remarkable one for the Sabi Alonso side, doing wonders in the world of football and still traveling around the world. We're settling down in Ukraine, where we talk about Shakhtar Donetsk, who has been crowned Ukrainian champion in their league for the 15th time in the history of the competition. Remember, they were able to win it for the third consecutive time when they were able to win during the weekend. Quite a remarkable one for the Ukraine team, where we talk about Shakhtar Donetsk, and they'll be playing in the Champions League next season. Let's see how far they will be playing in the Champions League from the Ukrainian side of world of football. And quickly, let's go on a very short break, and when we're right back, we continue from where we stopped. Welcome back, and continuing from where we talk about one of the top league in the world of football. The Premier League title race will be going down to the final days, where Arsenal were able to defeat Manchester United during the weekend in a narrow win, 1-0, to take the battle and the fight on who is going to be winning the Premier League to the final day of the competition. Next weekend, who will be winning the Premier League? You remember that Arsenal were able to defeat Manchester United, and Manchester City, seeing off Fulham 4-0 during the weekend, means that they are just 1 point behind Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table. Quite an interesting one in the Premier League also, as Premier League were able to announce Cole Palmer as the winner of the Player of the Month of April. He was able to win a couple of awards in the month of April, winning the Player of the Month. Cole Palmer also won the Goal of the Month of April. Quite an interesting one for the Chelsea player, who has helped Chelsea secure what possibly could be their Europa fate in next season. That means they might be playing in the Europa League. Remember, they were able to defeat Nottingham Forest 3-2 during the weekend to go above Manchester United, who failed to win Arsenal during the weekend. Chelsea are doing incredibly well at the later end of the season. Let's see if they will be able to secure their Europa spot as they deserve. We can't say the same thing for Manchester United, who are currently sitting at the 8th position in the Premier League. And another interesting one in the Premier League is that we can confirm to you that Burnley has been relegated, and they'll be played in the Championship next season. Remember that Sheffield United and Burnley got their promotion to the Premier League this season, and they will be returning back to the Championship where they came from next season, as they have failed to get out of the relegation zone. Luton Town will be hoping that on the final day they will be able to fight tooth and nail with Nottingham Forest on who will be qualifying and who will be relegated to the Championship. Also, talking about Burnley, you remember that Tottenham were able to defeat Burnley during the weekend to get their first win in 5 matches in the Premier League. Quite a devastating one for Burnley, that are back to the Championship. Talking about the Vincent Kompany side, but Ange Postecoglou keeping his hope alive ahead of the match against Man City that will be taking place tonight in the world of football. We thought he would be able to defeat Man City when they will be hosting Man City at their stadium tonight to give Arsenal the boost that they will be needing before the weekend in the Premier League. It will be an interesting one to see the London rival fighting for Arsenal by defeating Manchester City tonight in the world of football. So many matches will be played in the world of football tonight, but we'll be particularly bringing to you the one that matters right now in the Premier League, as Brighton will be taking on Chelsea tonight in the world of football. They are all fighting for the European spot and the Europa Conference League spot in the world of football. Will Brighton be able to defeat Chelsea, or will Chelsea continue with the form that they are in this time around, winning Brighton before the final week in the Premier League? Another match that will be taking place on Wednesday in the world of football is Manchester United welcoming Newcastle to Old Trafford. Will they be able to see up all their lose after they losing to Crystal Palace 4-0, losing to Arsenal 1-0 during the weekend? Will they be able to defeat Newcastle to at least go up to the 7th position in the Premier League this season? This is the Lenta Twitch will be going on this week edition of Sport Vibe on DNTWOK. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles. Sport Vibe on DNTWOK. Remain a law-abiding citizen. Stay out of trouble. Thank you.